Hello there from somewhere in the backwoods of Louisiana, below Shreveport, on my way to Baton Rouge to go to Pensacola tonight. And just had this overwhelming feeling of gratitude come up that I actually own the boat. It kind of wasn't supposed to happen, and I had a broker that I was talking to in the Bay Area last year and got a hold of an insurance person and a lender and was talking to them about it, wanting a catamaran, and they all said that international travel's not going to happen with these lenders and this insurance company. And granted, they were based out of the San Francisco Bay Area. So kind of got dejected for a little bit and was going to plan B, which was a monohull, and just paying cash for a lesser boat, smaller, less money, and kind of settling. And it hurt. I knew in my heart that that's not what I really wanted. And but it was okay. I had come to grips with it and was okay with it. So over the last 5 years, I've looked at thousands of boats online. I've known what I've wanted. So during that time, this is probably 6 months ago, I started looking at monohulls and trying to figure out what kind of boat I wanted and where I could buy one. And the insurance on those without a loan is doable. But I wanted a bigger boat. I wanted a catamaran. And so I remember going sailing in June with a couple friends. And I remember exactly where I was. I was in Vallejo on 80, turning onto Highway 36 and going to go sailing that day. And I said, I just wish I could find somebody to talk to give me the right information about international sailing, boat buying, lending, insurance, all of the stuff I had thousands of questions about. And so half hour later, I walk into Molly Stone's grocery, where we always did our purchases for sailing, for provisions, water and food and whatever we wanted for that day. And we walk into the store and I see Joe. Joe is a friend of mine. He became a friend after I was in his sailing class for 4 days. And he goes, "Oh, hey, Mike, how you doing?" And I'm like, doing good. He goes, "Hey, how's that cat search coming?" And I said, "Well, I'm kind of having trouble with that. I'm not, probably looking at getting a monohull now or whatever. I'm just looking for somebody I can talk to get the right answers, that I want, or the right help or whatever." And kind of dejected. And so I thought nothing else, said goodbye. He said he was busy, got to run. He's a delivery captain. He had to go take a boat somewhere. He's been all over the world. He also teaches in Grenada at a sailing club down there in the Caribbean. So a week later, I get an email from Joe, and he says, "Mike, I heard you. I was in a big hurry. I wanted to get back to you. I've got a guy. Meet Chris. Chris is owns a sailing school in Grenada, formerly from the States or Canada, somewhere up here. I think from Seattle, maybe. But he also works for Multihull, which is one of the biggest catamaran broker dealers in the world. And so he piped up right away and said, "Hey, Mike, this is Chris. I'd be glad to answer any questions." So Chris and I did a Zoom call, and he said basically that they deal with this all the time, and they have brokers for lenders and brokers for insurance, and if I wanted, he could put me in touch with them. Well, the lending broker that I got a hold of had me send my information in right away to see where my pre-qualification was, and then talk to an insurance broker, and these are both on the East Coast in high boating marine environments. They're both marine lender and marine insurance. And so talking with the marine insurance gal and Jessie, and she's like, send me your stuff. What you got? What's your sailing background? What's your experience? What size boat you want? All of that. So I sent all that in. And this is like 2 weeks after saying, God, I wish I could get some help. And so it's within another week after that, 2 weeks after that maybe, I was pre-qualified for the amount I wanted, which is catamaran money. And so that allows me to put a large down deposit and make a smaller payment, and I'm all good. I had been looking at boats for years. I know what I want. I know what the values have been. They've been actually coming down. And so the week that I got my pre-qualification letter in email, this boat became available in Florida. And there's a couple others in the Caribbean that I was looking at, and talking with Chris, my new broker, and just going back and forth. Have you seen this boat? Have you seen this boat? This one's in Mexico. This one's in St. Lucia. This one's in Florida, you know. And then a week after I got my pre-qual letter, the boat that I bought became available. I was the first person to put an offer. Both of us agreed that it's a stellar boat for a first-time catamaran owner. It's a seaworthy, blue water ready boat, ready to go anywhere in the world. And I saw it. It was also a multi-hull listing, so both brokers, seller and buyer, were both multi-hull. So good or bad, it is what it is. But it kept it in the family, and made an offer. And the other broker went and took some pictures. I got some other pictures, got the stats on the boat and everything, and made an appointment to have it surveyed. So I flew out to Florida in September, actually in August, and had an inspector. I paid for an inspector to go over the boat with a fine-tooth comb, which he did. We took it out, splashed it in the ocean, got the motors running, tested everything. It had been sitting for 8 months. It's now been a year, or almost a year, and needs some love. But everything's sound, no moisture in the holes. Everything's just beautiful, and couldn't have been happier. Made the offer. They accepted. After the trial, we deducted some more money because of the battery systems weren't functioning. So I get to buy new batteries anyway. I'm going to switch to lithium. But anyway, to make a long story short, from June to September 1st, I had no clue that I was going to be buying a catamaran. And now I'm driving it. I'm driving there. I own it. It's mine. And I'm so fucking excited. So it's really cool. I got a carload of stuff taking with me. Gonna go through the boat and inventory it. Gonna go and meet my the rigging company. They're gonna put new rigging on the boat, standing rigging. It's the stainless steel cables that hold up the mast. Anyway, I got a lot to do. Like I said, I'm going to end up in Pensacola tomorrow, and then I got an 8-hour drive across Florida to the boat. So stay tuned. Life's good. Get after it.